No.
Meeting will come to order. Good evening, everyone. Thank you for coming. This is a meeting of the Lakeville Conservation Commission. It's February 27th, I believe.
Yep.
And if the members of the commission would identify themselves, starting
John LeBlanc.
Bob Bouchard, Chairman.
Mark Knox. Joseph Chamberlain.
Nancy Yates, and we're being recorded by LakeCAM. Is anyone else recording? No? Okay.
Your loss. All right, let's get started. First of all, 310 Kenneth Welch Drive. This is a notice of intent and a request from the applicant that we'd like to continue it till the next time.
So I make a motion to continue 310 Kenneth Welch Drive until March 12th at 7 p.m.
That's correct.
Second.
Motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Aye.
Next, 9 Cross Street. This is a notice of intent. The engineers are Zenith Consulting. And we have a representative.
We do. Good evening. Jamie Bissonette, Zenith Consulting Engineers. I don't know if the commission's aware, but Brandon Fanoof sent over his inspection report to me today. I don't know if you've gotten it yet.
I wasn't there, but
So,
Yeah, I called this afternoon and she hadn't.
yeah, I called yesterday and
Oh,
hadn't
okay.
been sent into the town. So we're gonna send, he had a couple of minor flag relocations that he was looking for. So he hung some flags out on site.
Okay.
We're gonna pick them up and overlay them with the plan and see if we concur, show our wetland scientist and proceed forward. So at this time, we'd ask for a continuance to the next meeting.
okay, which you heard is March 12th.
Yeah, that's,
That's good with you, okay. All right then.
All right, I'll make a motion to continue 9 Cross Street to March 12th at 7 p.m. And hopefully you'll get that to us as soon as possible.
I certainly hope so.
Okay.
Like I said, I got it about 3 hours ago.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, that was it.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye. Aye.
Okay, let's go for 3. Bedford Street, 2 Bedford Street, excuse me. Another notice of intent, and by the same as Zenith Consulting.
Good evening, Jamie Bissonette, Zenith Consulting Engineers again. Niles is the project engineer on this project. I reached out to him and he said that he would like for us to request a continuance. I believe they're working through some zoning issues with Nate and the planning board. So we'd like to table this one until the next meeting as well, and hopefully they can get that stuff worked out.
All right.
Okay, I make a motion to continue 2 Bedford Street to March 12th at 7 p.m.
Second.
Motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye. Aye.
Aye.
All right, next, 15 Island Road. This is a notice of, no, excuse me, this is a notice of intent. Excuse me,
Septic upgrade,
it's my
Jamie?
place.
Yes. Yep, so
Yes, go ahead.
good evening, Jamie Bissonette, Zenith Consulting Engineers. This is 15 Island Road in Lakeville. This is a septic system repair. We have a decent sized lot, but the majority of the lot is wetland resource area. In this case, what we're looking to do is we were looking to upgrade a failing septic system. In this case, we couldn't fit a conventional style system, so we went with a bottomless sand filter, which is advanced treatment and denitrification prior to a IA style bottomless sand filter bed. This is the smallest system that we're aware of footprint wise. It's highly treated and it is something that is allowed by Title V. We had a meeting last week with the Board of Health in which I believe that it was approved at that meeting. And I'd be happy to try to discuss or answer any questions you might have about the system.
All right, before you go on, I have to make a correction here. I was looking at the wrong place, and I overlooked the fact that we have it's a public notice, a public meeting.
Oh, sorry.
So I'm just gonna read the notice. Okay, according to the provisions of Mass General Law, Chapter 131, Section 40 of the Wetlands Protection Act, there will be a hearing on a notice of intent submitted by William Hachin for installation of a new advanced treatment septic system and the decommissioning of the existing septic system within 100 feet of a bordering vegetated wetland and within the flood zone AE 57. Location of the project is 15 Island Road, Lakeville. Public hearing will be held on Tuesday, February 27th at 7. Now it's official.
All right,
Can we
official,
ask a quick question?
absolutely.
Did you hear from Bill Bayshant about the address change?
No, I have not.
He was gonna call you.
Okay, I spoke with him yesterday or today,
Okay.
he did not mention.
Well, the information for the applicant is incorrect.
Okay.
The office at 9 Tyler Avenue in Wareham, East Wareham, doesn't exist anymore.
Ah,
It
okay,
should be the Lakeville.
the Bedford Street,
142 Bedford Street.
understood.
Because if you send bills to this address, you ain't getting no
We're not
money.
getting paid?
But I spotted it when I was going through, so I called Bill today and he said, he just kind of assumed you guys would be
Kept up
using
with it,
the
yeah.
Lakeville, because you got what, 2 others here,
Yep,
or at
we,
least 1 other here tonight.
we will definitely update
Okay,
that.
if you wanna get your money, I suppose.
That's
You
right.
can do it for free if you wish. But that was on both of those.
Oh, all right, thank you.
And that's it. Just wanted to get that in there before I forget.
Mr. Chairman?
Yes.
So, natural heritage goes to the lot, but not to the lot where where the system's going, right? Cause it's a lot within a lot, right? Where's
So
your,
we
where's
do-
your locus?
Our locus is up over here.
Okay, but you see how it's a lot, that little square, it's a lot within a lot?
No, that's the lot is, the lot within the lot is next door. This is actually just part of the big lot. So natural heritage definitely is on this parcel of property.
Okay, so then how come it says no for natural heritage?
It's because we're exempt under the natural heritage exemptions policy for a septic upgrade.
Okay,
So I believe that's why. I did
Okay.
not fill out the notice, but, a septic repair within existing disturbed area is exempt.
okay. Cause it's a 2 acre lot, right?
It is, it's a big lot.
Okay,
Yes, 2.0 acres according to this.
okay.
Doesn't look that big.
No, the front part's smaller, jets out in the back.
Gonna be a tight fit for equipment.
Everything's gonna be tight there, yeah.
All right, anyone else? Must be studying for the exam.
I'm trying to read all these variances.
Okay.
There's quite a
There's a
few.
list of them.
All right.
Usually, when you see the bottomless sand filter, it's because
Yeah.
we're really forced
Yes.
into a tight spot.
Right.
Yeah, I did call Ed, cause it seemed kinda almost amazing to me you were getting away without having to do a tight tank.
Sure, yeah.
But he was okay with it, it's already passed, right?
I believe it is, yeah. And tight tanks, even with the bottomless sand filter documents, they say that you should, if you can fit one of these even with variances, it should be considered prior to. Tight tanks last case, last resort.
New technology.
It's fantastic.
Was that because of the denitrification that it's recommended?
This advanced treatment, the liquid that comes out literally is clear. And it doesn't, every application I've been around, there's no odor with it. It's fantastic. So it comes out, it's highly, highly treated. Yeah, it's a fantastic product.
I understand it's not even far from potable.
I'm not drinking it, but
Yeah, I wouldn't drink it either, but it's clean.
yes, it's very clean.
Well, Ed's explained it to me as it keeps going around for more
It
What
does.
treatment? Yeah.
treatment.
Yeah, it's on a timed dose, so it cycles over the geotextile fabric up top. And it actually has a smart panel that will increase based on use or slow down based on lack of use if you go on vacation, so that the bugs on the mats don't die. So it's actually a brilliant system.
Ed seemed to think so.
Yeah, no, I agree with them.
No. I have no other questions.
Good,
No, good.
sound good?
And back to the address thing, make sure the plan of record has the address changed and when it's filed and everything, because if you end up with the wrong address. It can be nightmares down the street, you know how it is.
I have one last one.
Sure.
Dewatering,
Yes,
you think that's gonna be enough?
I think,
Have a phone number maybe around to call a truck if it,
I think that's a fair assessment. We keep the number as part of the order in case
Okay.
it's needed.
okay,
So the hope is, with these bottomless sand filters, it's such a small footprint and the excavation's minimal that we probably won't need it, but if we
Okay.
do, it's better to have it.
You use that really expensive sand for this, right?
This is extremely expensive sand, yeah.
It was like $85 a ton or something like
It
that.
is, yeah, yes.
You learn that dirt ain't dirt cheap, right?
No, this is engineered dirt for the most part.
Engineered dirt.
Yeah, it's hard to find it in nature.
They mix it up specifically.
Holliston,
Yeah,
yeah.
in Holliston.
Yeah.
Truck it all the way here, yep.
Yep,
Based on elevations, the actual leaching portion of the system looks like above water table anyway.
oh, it is, yes.
okay,
You good?
yep,
Okay.
all right, so I make a motion that we close the hearing.
Not to interrupt, but
oh.
we should ask for a butters.
Oh, you're right, sorry.
Sorry. You're right. Do we have an abutter to this site? Anyone from the general public interested? All right,
Okay,
thanks for the reminder.
Dr. Trotter here. Okay, so, I make a motion that we close the hearing on 15 Island Road, SE 192-913, and issue our standard orders of conditions with one extra condition that would be to have a water truck on notice if needed for dewatering, and to let the agent know who that will be.
Okay. I think that's fair.
I'll second it.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you, appreciate your time.
All right. I think that's it for you, right?
That's it.
All right, thank you. All right, moving on to Crooked Lane. This is a notice of intent. We have Foresight Engineering, and I'll read the notice for it. Pursuant to Mass General Laws, Chapter 131, Wetlands Protection Act, Lakeville Conservation Commission will hold a public hearing on February 27th at 7 p.m. at the Lakeville Police Station, 323 Bedford Street, on a notice of intent filing. The applicant, Derek Maxey, is proposing the construction of a single-family dwelling with associated grading and site work within the buffer zone of an existing cranberry bog area. Project is located on Crooked Lane and also identified as Assessor's Map 059, Block 001, Lot 04A. Good evening.
Good evening, Darren Michaelis from Foresight Engineering, here on behalf of Mr. Maxey. I'm looking to build a single-family dwelling on the property next to the existing barn that's been on the property. The work within the buffer zone is mainly the gravel area in front of the property that'll be disturbed with construction, even though it's already disturbed. Some minor grading for the front of the house, retaining wall. All the septic system is outside the 100-foot buffer, and we're pumping the septic system 400 feet away to get away from the outstanding water resource setbacks, because the entire property is mapped as a tributary. It's a walkout house, so minimal excavation into the soil, basically just the frost walls, and then we're blending the back of the house into the existing slope going uphill towards the golf course. Happy to answer any questions.
So there's a natural heritage.
Should we come up with
Date.
something?
217.
Darren,
Looking
do you
for-
have a plan that you, I'm assuming some of the folks here tonight are
Yeah, take a
here
look
for
at
this,
it.
if they could take a look at that?
Yep.
Anybody interested?
And the only thing we don't have back yet is our natural heritage. We did file a full MESA report because it's new construction. I would expect no adverse effect, as this is similar to the property next door, 31 steps than we did a couple years ago. We're even further away this time. This is the existing barn that's out there, the garage. We're proposing to put a house right beside that on the slope, kind of where the dump truck and stuff is parked right now.
So where will the egress be?
The existing gravel drive in between the bogs.
Okay,
So
but the lot is 14 acres?
Yes, it's the entire lot area. This is the only spot they can really build the house because of the setbacks for the septic system and things like that.
Okay, so my concern is,
Could you speak to the microphone here,
Sure.
please? Thank
Well,
you.
we are at 1 Cedarberry Lane.
If you could,
So-
just state your name too.
I'm
the folks.
Trish Rosa, with Mitchell Kansky. We own 1 Cedarberry Lane.
Thank you.
And, so my concern is, right now it's integrated pest management on the bog. And with a new owner coming in, would they continue?
No, it's me.
You're gonna continue?
Excuse me, excuse me,
sorry,
one
I'm sorry.
second. You have to go through the
Okay.
chairman, I'm sorry.
Oh,
You
I'm
can't
sorry.
talk- No, it's okay.
Sorry, go
We're
ahead.
just
Don't
keeping
talk to me.
everybody online.
So my concern is, that it continues to be, integrated pest management rather than having, commercial, herbicides used on the bog. If this is gonna be a building lot, you're putting a house on it and
That's another barn.
If that's
you might
gonna be
build. This is the
sold,
existing barn right here.
14 acres are gonna be sold
This is-
to, can you answer that?
Go ahead.
Okay,
I'll let the applicant answer that question.
All right,
The bog is not gonna be sold, it was just the, I just
Derek,
wanted
you
to-
gotta come talk to the microphone too, sorry.
Derek Maxey, the applicant, 55 Long Point Road in Lakeville. Yeah, this is just the, it's gonna be probably about 50 or so feet away from my existing barn that I have there. And it's just gonna be a house that we have, that we can use if I'm down there or whatever, frosting and stuff like that. And again, it's not gonna be commercial whatsoever, the bog is not gonna change. So it's basically gonna be a house on the bog. And it's all in the same parcel, which isn't gonna change. And she bought my old house, so she knows where I am.
You know,
I
you know the layout.
actually take a picture of the bog every single morning. So my view's gonna change.
No, excuse me, Mr. Chairman, it probably won't change at all because where the house is going on that
So,
plan,
off to the side.
it's right near the garage itself.
Okay, so is it going up on that ridge?
Nope,
Like in the
it's gonna be
woods?
lower than the ridge. It's gonna be the same level. It's gonna be a driveway.
Right next to the
Right next to the barn,
garage?
Yes.
Like
Same.
where the red and orange truck is?
Yep.
Or green and orange?
Yes,
truck?
Yes,
yes,
the green orange
exactly.
truck.
Yeah,
That'll basically be the front of the house right there where that truck is.
okay.
And it's just gonna be a walkout basement with a full wall in the back, so it's built into the slope.
What's the
So-
square footage of the house?
Probably, I think we had 20 by 40, yeah.
1,200? Yeah, so it's just a small.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
I've seen, so, the house that I used to live in, obviously you guys know, was way too big for me, so this is just for me. And she is my neighbor, this is great.
Yeah, and so we just wanted to know, what you're doing.
Yep. I did a copy of the plan as
It's
well.
the neighborhood meeting.
Can I?
Yeah.
I'm sorry?
Is there an HOA involved here?
John Lucy, 43
Okay,
Stetson.
would you go to the microphone?
You got one right under the plan there if you just want to.
Oh, okay.
I have a question for the engineer. You're showing a vacant lot. Is this a non-buildable lot? or is
Yes,
this-
that's just a separate piece of land that's been separated forever.
In common ownership.
In common ownership. The Maxey's owns it, but it's not part of the golf course and it's not part of this property.
Is it tied into
No.
the street there? No,
No,
this
it's
is
not-
the lot
no-
line.
Yep, no street access for that. That's just empty land. Basically, you see the old gravel road there that he uses just to get out to
And
the
the
golf
frontage
course.
for this is back out on
Yeah,
Crooked
Crooked
Lane.
Lane, correct.
Shared frontage with
No,
one
their own
Cedarberry?
frontage, their own frontage. Everyone has their own frontage.
Okay, so
Yeah,
that
there's been an
frontage
official Form A
between the Donahue's property and the other
Yes.
property is basically split in half.
Yes.
to provide-
Correct. Cedarberry is different, it's a roadway, so they only have a small bit of frontage. Most of the frontage belongs to this lot.
Okay. So the wetland is
The
this
irrigation canal, the bog area. The main concern for the Board of Health is the irrigation canal, so that's the control of the water, so
Yeah.
we're gonna be 400 feet away from that. And then we're gonna be 100 feet away from,
So the stream coming out of the reservoir is down that
way
way.
over here, yeah, that joins into this canal over here, yeah.
Question?
Thank you. Thank you.
So, can Could I ask a question, Mr. Chair?
Go ahead.
4-3. Darren, what size is the lot that the house, it looks like it's a bigger lot than you're showing.
Yeah, it's 14.3 acres. It's a huge lot. It encompasses the entire.
And that has the cranberry bogs on it.
Yes, correct. I think I included
Which-
a copy of the Form A plan with the
For-
file, which I did, yes.
Yeah, I saw it in
Small
our
to read,
email.
but
file.
yeah.
I don't know that it's in our packet, but I saw it in our email.
Sure.
Yeah.
So,
So this was cut out Form A plan by David Madigan when he created the other lot for 31 Stetson Street. He created this lot also. So it meets all the area requirements.
I think however the Conservation Commission acts tonight, I don't think that ownership should be a factor in approval. But it would possibly create the need for, should conditions be included with the possible sale of this single-family home. I know it's not being proposed that way, but Derek's not gonna own it in perpetuity. Eventually, it
Someone
will
owns it.
change hands. Should there be any condition within our approval for the continued use of the bogs with pesticides based on maybe the owner of the house isn't involved in the maintenance of the bogs? Is that, should that even be under our purview for their safety?
Say it again?
If I understand you correctly, the answer is no, but go ahead.
Right, well, it was sort of brought up in the lady's concern.
Yeah, so I think what you're looking for is the best management practices, sorry.
No, it's okay. That's- Everybody will
Like
wanna know.
all cranberry grows, you know, you wanna commit to best management practices, which is when you produce the cranberries, it stays away. And this house that I'm planning has to stay on the 14 acres, it cannot be subdivided off, cannot be anything like that later. So it's staying with the bog, which is where apparently I'm staying temporarily, because no one stays anywhere forever.
Right, and temporary could be a long time.
Yeah.
But
I think you could mention in your order, because it is recorded, that the commission would prefer that no pesticides be used on the bogs as this single-family home is present. At least then it's
I don't know
mentioned.
that no
so someone-
pesticides, but organic or best practices.
Yeah,
Right.
We've
I
done
think if you
something-
mention it, at least it's in the order and it's filed that way, so if someone pulls that order, they're gonna see that.
But
We've
he,
done that before.
he can use anything that's approved by the,
It's gotta be approved.
Correct.
Correct, I mean, you can
So
just
that
say
would be hard
whatever is
to
approved
word.
by
Yeah, it'd be hard to
pesticide license.
enforce, but it's no reason you couldn't mention it. It's some things that are just worth mentioning so that the new owner, oh, I didn't know
continued
that,
best
you know.
management practices.
Yeah, and again, only reason I bring this up is it was brought up by the public.
Yep.
And I don't think that we should ignore that. That's one of those things we always, not always, but frequently have people come back with a complaint after the fact. And I just feel like we should act in some fashion.
Yeah, you have 3 houses that access through these bogs, so it's in their best interest.
But we can't
Yes, we can.
require.
Yeah, we can put on there, we want them to use
Yeah,
best management practices, and it can be, go forward, I'm trying to think how
In
you word
perpetuity.
it. In perpetuity, when you,
In the case of property transfer. or
when you go
whatever.
back and we say, okay, you've done everything you want, it can still be on the, just because it's on the order of conditions, it doesn't go away, it's a continuing,
So how does he get a certificate of completion?
it's on the certificate of compliance.
Yeah.
It will go on the, continue on to the certificate of compliance, thank you, that's what I'm trying to say. That the bogs will continue to use best management practices.
And I agree with that 100%.
The alternative would be to a site-specific, and you wanted to just isolate the use of one particular pesticide.
But if times change.
But that would be limiting.
Correct, yeah, the irrigation system does them all at once, so it would be hard to select one piece. But, I mean, we're gonna do it anyways, I mean, we're controlled by our pesticide license to put down what we can put down, and if it's, the worst case is probably the grass that abuts the bogs when you over fertilize those, but we don't do that.
Now, could we get some kind of certification from whoever's doing the application?
I can give you a copy of my pesticide license.
You can say you're.
I do my own.
You're a certified applicator.
Yes.
right?
All right, that's what I want then.
Yeah, I'd get you a copy of that,
All
sure.
right.
Okay.
I'm just trying to figure how to say all this.
Did you have a question?
Actually, I did, something just. Deborah Lucy, 43 Stetson Street. The question that I have is, I guess I was a little confused over where the site was, because there's a for sale sign advertising the lot with the bogs for sale with a buildable house.
No, that's not with the bog.
Okay, so what is what is that lot? Are you aware of what lot that's for sale?
Yeah, that is I don't know if these are picking up, but yes, that's a separate lot. And that's, I know the one you're talking, it's the house that I put up probably a year or so ago. But that's nothing to do with the bog.
Nothing to do with it.
Nothing to do with the bog. No,
Thank you.
separate parcel.
That's what you want
Which
to
is
do?
behind your
Very
house.
confusing, very behind my house, yes. Thank you so much.
No problem.
She has the oldest house in Lakeville, I think.
Yes, yes. So fortunate.
Kind of tidbits tonight. My brain's
I
gonna
love-
I
overflow
love the
tonight.
portholes
I
that you
know.
can shoot out at the.
All these
attackers.
Lakeville tidbits.
You can't get this on TV, you know?
Van Latten's old house?
It's gonna be a,
Yeah.
it's gonna be a Jeopardy selection.
Anyone else? Or butters or otherwise? Well, good.
Still ready?
Yeah, all right. I
Sorry,
think
I'm
I
sorry, I
might,
didn't mean to rush you.
no, but I think
I
I
just
might
wanted
have
to-
left one thing out, but you can, let's see how it goes. Okay, so everybody done?
Are you ready, John?
Everybody out there done? Okay. So I make a motion that, oh, no, not done. Do we have a number?
Yeah, we have a number.
192?
Yeah, 214, I think it was.
You got it.
Yeah, yes, came today.
Yeah, we've got it. If you can't find it, we've got it.
I got it. 0914.
914. I ignore the zeros. All right. All right, so I make a motion that we close the hearing and issue an order of conditions for Crooked Lane, SE 192-914, with our standard orders of conditions. The orders of conditions will not be released until 3/17/24, giving Natural Heritage time to add any conditions they might advise. And that the bogs will continue to use best management practices, and that condition will continue on in perpetuity on their certificate of compliance.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Nice job. Thank you
very
guys.
much.
And thanks again for everything you do for the town.
Good night.
Thank you.
Good night.
Okay.
RDA next.
Next, yeah, I was just waiting for Nancy to get caught
All
up.
right.
All right, next, we have a, 1 Lona Street. This is a request for determination of applicability. And I will read the notice. Pursuant to Mass General Law, Chapter 131, the Wetlands Protection Act, Lakeville Conservation Commission will hold a public hearing on February 29th at 7 p.m. at Lakeville Police Station, 323 Bedford Street, on a request for determination of applicability. The applicant, Adel Assad, is proposing to license and maintain an existing dock boat lift and jet ski lift. Project is located on 1 Lona Street and is also identified as Assessor's Map 039, Block 001, Plot 001. Good evening. Would you like to come and sit by the microphone and give us a little background on your project?
My name is Adel Assad. I'm renewing the existing license that expired because I didn't know in 1 year I should transfer, and that's all what I'm doing. So now I have to go through the steps to renew it this way.
This,
See, it's existing, everything's the same. There's no structure, nothing. It's just putting the same, everything the same.
Yeah, I want to emphasize, there is no change, there's no construction that's proposed. It's simply a matter of changing the name, the ownership.
Exactly.
And
That I missed to do in the first year. It's a little bit to me different, you know.
All the details, all the little requirements that come with one of these licenses is quite extreme.
So he's renewing his chapter 91 license, is that?
yes.
He's renewing a chapter 91 license. in
A
his
chapter
name.
nine, okay,
In his
okay.
name. It's
In my name, yes.
transferring to your
Okay,
name.
got it.
You recently purchased the property a year or so
Yes.
ago?
Yeah.
And so he missed the 1-year deadline to transfer, so he's basically reapplying for everything that exists in his name.
And this is being done in conjunction with DEP. So they're
Yes.
giving us direction on what they're looking for.
Okay,
Questions, anyone? How about it? So do we have anyone interested? No.
My wife.
okay.
Do you want to
may
speak out
be
against
He's
him?
interested.
Or in support? You support? Okay.
It's a free country, you can vote. Right.
Okay, I make a motion that we issue a -3 determination with one condition, which is to reapply for chapter 91 license with Mass DEP.
I'll
And
second,
negative in this case is
It's
It's a
cost.
good thing,
Is a good
yeah.
thing.
Okay.
I'll second that.
Motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
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 See, I told you it would be simple.
Thank you very much. I really appreciate that.
You're welcome.
Thank
Good
you.
luck.
Good luck.
Thank you.
All right. That's it for the heavy stuff. Do we have 2 sets of minutes?
Two sets of minutes. I make a motion that we accept the minutes of the Lakeville Conservation Commission meeting of November 14th, 2023, as presented to us.
Second.
Motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Abstain.
You were absent in that one, right?
That was.
And I make a motion that we accept the Town of Lakeville Conservation Commission minutes of the meeting of November 28th, 2023, as presented to us.
Second.
Motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Next. Oh, the discussion. Joe, you brought it up, actually.
Yeah,
Not long ago, that we've been without a 7th member for a
that
long
was
period of
7th
time.
member. Josh did show up. We may
haven't
be
been able
losing
to
another
find
member.
anyone.
Yeah.
Do we know that yet?
What do you mean?
Well,
You're not gonna
actually,
sit on 3 boards?
I can.
Yeah, you should.
In your spare time?
Right. So I'm running again for my seat in planning board. That's up for re-election, and I'm also running for select board.
Well, I'm not voting for you if you don't stay on this board.
And so I did call the
Right.
state, called the state ethics commission, and they said I could finish my term here, and if the select board chose to reappoint me, I could stay. But I don't want to guarantee the promise, because I think I'll have a pretty full plate
Yeah.
Right.
with the other two, so I may step away. I don't want to leave conservation in the lurch and just say, hey, it's April 1st, I'm out. I know appointments usually happen in July, and I would probably send a letter to the select board then to say that I'd like to step away come July, so when appointments happen, there'd be time for them to advertise. But, that would be my plan. So, Joe, if you had something else, are you going to a 5-member board, or are you looking to advertise for some more help here?
Well, we actually we sort of have been halfway advertising for,
Well, I have a partial solution to this,
Okay.
since we're discussing this. I have someone who might be interested.
would she be
Oh,
would
okay.
she be a family member?
That's the thing. She is a member, a very close member, and she might be interested in,
What if she disagrees with you?
it wouldn't be the first time.
I think that would be great.
She got
I
a
think that would be
strong
great.
background in biology. She has a degree from George Washington and from Fairleigh Dickinson. And so she expressed interest. So I know what the next step is to make a presentation to the select board. And then if they approve, it goes to us for a vote. So,
Yeah, no.
Or do we
I-
make a recommendation to them?
Yeah, we make a recommendation, but she needs to write a letter that she's
yeah, she
interested.
did right.
And then we'll make a recommendation, but I think that's great because going to a 5-member board, we'd have to go to town meeting. We can't just go to
Oh,
a
yeah.
5-member board, we'd have to go to
Oh,
town.
Yeah, and I'm not recommending it.
Yeah,
It's just,
no, right.
like, if we had vacancies for a long time
Right.
now,
Right,
I mean, I'd love to see, I know we had, Caitlin Canetti and young Billy Gray on the board. And it was nice to have college students that, I know that you kind of expect them to be short-term, but they were all great to have.
yeah.
And it's good experience for kids too.
Even
It's a-
Josh came to the meetings for a long time before.
Yeah.
So, yeah, no, I definitely
Right.
am on board with staying with the 7 members and getting some more people on, and that's fabulous.
Yeah.
I guess what I'm maybe suggesting is that if we continue with the vacancies, maybe we could request that the select board post something suggesting that, you know, young college students with an interest in,
Conservation.
Conservation.
well,
We did a long time ago.
wetland science, there's
Great
a whole
idea.
list of things that
There's a
you
lot
could
of
say.
things.
As students, that they could join the board, and it looks great on their resume, and at least would have an active member for 2 years while they're in college.
Yep.
And maybe people would see that and recognize, hey, you're going through, you should get on that while you're in school.
Yeah, I like it. I like it. And I see your point. You know, I've been there. When you take on too many things, everything slips a little.
As a
You
matter
know?
of fact, you shouldn't even go home because you're gonna be here in this room tomorrow night, right?
No, Thursday.
Oh, Thursday night, that's right.
But
Sometimes you pass yourself going
Yeah.
the other way.
But that said, having a member of the planning board on the conservation commission
Oh.
has been
Oh, yeah,
really
that's a thing.
valuable
Yes.
to me, I think.
It's been great communication just to say, hey, we are looking at this, and at least to give an update, so.
Well, even the business that you're in, you know, and John too, you know, you look at plans, I could stare at plans and figure out where's the well, where's that dot, this and that. You guys I really believe in having a well-rounded board of people.
agree.
When you have all environmental people that don't know how to read a plan, we've been there too before, and
Yep.
it's like, that doesn't work either. You gotta have a good balance.
One of my other concerns is, age of some of our existing members.
Well, that brings up my next topic.
Okay.
Speaking of age and health, I'm thinking of stepping down as chairman of the commission. I'd like to still stay on as a member, of course, and it's separate from my position as the agent.
Yeah.
But I need to slow down and because of my health and do less. So if someone else is interested in taking over that responsibility,
Do you have a timeline?
no, it's strictly however long it takes to get things in line, especially if we're gonna be absent, one, maybe 2 members.
Right.
You know, it would be an advantage.
And I'm headed for 80 with a full head of steam,
Yeah,
so
well, I'm catching up to you.
who knows how
For some
long I'm
reason,
gonna be
the
around.
distance between us is changing.
Yes.
And we'll talk, because I'm probably the most likely person that probably does a lot of stuff anyway. Bob and I do a lot of stuff together, so we'll talk. I don't wanna rush you, but
No,
I
ran it by Nate, and he suggested that, I just stay on as long as I can and, be available almost as a consultant and gradually step out.
Yeah, no, and I think that's been, like, I'm always amazed at how long you two guys can say you've been on, but it's also, when we look at something that happened 15 years ago, you can say,
Oh, it's great.
Institutional memory.
yeah.
It's
Yeah.
great. to
And
have
that's
that
huge,
information.
you know, and
Yeah.
I'd like to be able to offer that someday. I think I've been here almost 9 years, 8 or 9. Not anything compared to, you gotta be 47 or so now,
What?
50 on the board.
Close to that, yeah. Because I started in 73 or 74, I think.
I was 10.
That's 50 years.
50 years, that's 50. Okay.
and I'm in the middle, because I've been on for 23, going on 24, 1999, I think I went on, so. Or 2000, somewhere in
Time
there.
flies by fast.
So that's like going on 24 years.
And you're up over 30 years.
Yeah, just a few. Well,
Yeah, you're just only a few years behind me, I think.
2 or 3,
Yeah.
So, whatever you need to do, whatever needs to
Yep.
happen, we'll all help.
Well, I
Yeah.
think we should have some kind of informal talk about, with the town. I mean, how do we reach out to people who would like to be on the Conservation Commission?
I think they do it all the time at selectmen's meeting, don't they always say, here's what we have available openings if you wanna volunteer?
I don't know. Do they do
Yeah,
that?
but just with what I had just said, maybe about them
Speaker?
proposing it to
Younger
college students.
college students.
You know,
I
kids,
like that
kids
a
or
lot.
people with wetland science or some other background that would be very relatable, that they're just looking for some experience, and even if it is just for helping their resume.
Does the town website have,
But I
like
think-
an open?
I think that they.
They always have
yeah.
postings.
They have
of
postings.
positions, but it's not described in that manner.
Doesn't, yeah.
That maybe that's something that the announcement could be made, like you say, Joe, to ask them to,
Talk it up a bit.
Does conservation have a website?
Yeah.
I've seen one. I didn't realize it was
We-
that.
It hasn't been updated in
Yeah.
forever.
that's-
Well, it does all the time about our rules and regulations.
Regulations,
Every
yeah.
year,
Yeah,
it
it's the
comes
same
on
for you,
like
yeah.
fees and how you apply an RDA and an NOI and, you know, call the office kind of thing, but not, I don't think it really is like soliciting.
do we have,
Hang on, what's that?
Yep.
anything to sign tonight?
Yes. We're gonna go.
See, you should be the chairman.
I'm gonna make a motion to adjourn.
All right, we've got some
See that
signatures.
we're wandering.
Okay, second.
We have a motion and a
Motion and
second to
second.
adjourn, Mr. Chair.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Meeting's adjourned.
All right, but don't.